It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watch, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
I'm Isabel.
And I'm Neil.
Last night we watched episode 10 of The Amazing Race, season 25. The show aired on Friday, December 5th, 2014. Here's what we thought about it.
This is leg 10 of The Amazing Race, season 25. And the express pass is gone by the wayside. The save is gone by the wayside. It is now every team for themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You really saw it in this leg. Gone are the days of trying to help each other.
Exactly.
Which I totally get.
During the week, I read the cyclist's elimination interview.
Aww.
Oh.
Yes. And Allie had said that if they had a chance to U-turn on that leg, they would have U-turned the surfers.
Really?
I thought they
Yes.
would have gone for the dentists.
That's what I was
Wow.
thinking too.
Fairies.
That's why I mentioned this, because I thought it was very interesting that they would actually have U-turned
Totally
the surfers.
surprises me.
Yes. I said, oh yeah, they're going to U-turn the tooth fairies.
Totally.
But no, nay. They would choose the surfers. And it's like,
nay,
wow.
That is an interesting point, though. Like, yeah, I wonder what they saw. They probably figured they could go, that they might be able to beat out the tooth fairies, but they probably didn't have as much a chance against the surfers somehow. I don't know.
Based on what Kim had said earlier about how the thing that she appreciates is that Jim is competitive and she's
Right.
extremely competitive.
Yeah.
Someone like Kim needs that person that's like breathing down her neck or
Going for it and talking about
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah.
in
That
order
pressure.
to push them forward. So
Gotcha.
I could see that now. I could see that.
that's my spin. The 4 remaining teams flew to Manila, Philippines. Mm-hmm. And they had to go to a flower vendor to get their next clue.
Yes. I thought that was a little weird. Just a flower vendor.
A flower vendor, yes, that happened to be outside this church. I got more notes than a Bach concerto up in here.
All right, give it to us.
First of all, note to Brooke, thank you very much for acknowledging what we already knew, that you weren't the smartest team in the race.
I couldn't believe I actually heard it come out of her mouth.
Right.
Yeah, they're not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Yes.
No, they're not.
They're a couple fries short of a Happy Meal. But I could excuse all that if you were just a little more sporting,
Yes. Kinder.
rather than being,
Cutthroat.
yeah.
I think they've just had dumb luck.
There's a lot of dumb luck.
Yes. They obviously think of themselves as the underdog to some extent, so I wonder if maybe that's their way to kind of garner sympathy or support.
They're the underdog maybe intellectually, but definitely not physically.
No, that's true.
Unless you're depending
Exactly.
on Robbie to do the challenge.
Yes, we could talk about that a little bit more
Yes.
in detail,
Very
I'm
much,
sure
right?
yes, we
we'll
will
get there.
definitely.
I'm sure Neil has a bunch of notes about that.
Boatload, a boatload.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just so glad you don't disappoint, Neil.
I have a note to Maya.
All right.
Damn it, girl, get out of the lab sometimes. As I said last week, you are far, far, far too trusting. I can't believe that she stood up in front of that child and said, oh, we thought that you were trying to screw us. Yes!
That's what they were trying to do.
She's so wide-eyed.
Screw you like a sailor on leave. Are you kidding me?
And Brooke's response,
Come on.
oh, I didn't understand your question.
On many levels, she is just too smart for the room.
Yeah.
And because of that, a whole lot of things just kind of, just right over.
Yeah, totally.
So the Tooth Fairies, I think they were third out of the start, and
Yeah.
they waited until they got to the airport before they got their tickets. Okay, the other 3 teams contacted the travel agents and got the flight that was leaving earlier. It was set to arrive at 11 o'clock
Yes.
in Manila. Mm-hmm. But the Tooth Fairies flight, because they waited literally until they got to the airport in order to try to book the tickets, they were due to arrive an hour later.
Yeah. Which at that point in the race, or that point in the show, looked like a huge mistake, right?
Absolutely.
But once they got to the flower vendor, they saw that the flower vendor was closed until 6:30 in the morning, so no harm, no foul. They dodged a bullet.
They majorly dodged a bullet.
They always have those equalizers on the race.
And you know why they did that, right? Because it's damn karma. Okay?
Yes.
All this season, karma has been playing a huge role in the 14-15 seasons that I have seen prior to this one. I can't tell you how big the karma card is being played.
I would have to agree with you, my friend.
Once they got their clue from the flower vendor, they had to travel to Salinas Specials in the Rosario Municipal Plaza. And in order to get there, they had to ride a jeepney.
Yes.
Those are cute.
Yes, it's like the equivalent of a Philippine taxi cab that kind of looks like a little school bus.
Yeah, with all the sides cut out.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a Colombian chiva.
A chiva?
A chiva, yeah. I know they have the touristy ones in the port cities, obviously, with the little vallenato band in the back. It's actually kind of fun.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I felt was missing was that Robbie should have been wearing a helmet, and then he would have been right at home. We're going to the beach. We're going to the beach. Hold hands. Hold hands.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, hey, I just wanted to slap Brooke upside the head when she kept going, what is that smell? And just her awful faces that she kept making.
That smell, ladies and gentlemen, is karma.
But I mean, she just would not stop about the smell. It went on and on and on.
The grand funk of karma. Doesn't it smell wonderful? I love the smell of karma in the morning.
Oh my
Smells
gosh.
like the wrestlers. So from the Salinas Specials, they went to the detour, which was catch or coach. In catch, the teams needed to wade out into Manila Bay and transport fish from a net using a bucket over to the shore to the fish broker. And they had to fill 3 buckets, which was about 300 pounds worth of fish. Once they did that, they would get their next clue. And then in coach, the teams needed to assemble a sidecar and mount it to a motorcycle. Okay? Note to Candy Girls. God damn it, read the clue! Read the friggin' clue!
After the first car went by, you would think they would have figured that out. But it was like 3 cars went by before they said, where's everybody going?
Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? Read the clue!
Exactly.
Read the clue. I read an interview with one of the executive producers, Elise Doganieri. It was one of those articles like 10 things you didn't know about The Amazing Race.
Right.
Okay, one of those things is that the lack of the reading the clue is epidemic.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it is they want to get there first, and they want to do the thing first.
It's the rush. It's the rush of it all. The same reason
Yeah.
people start running before they even figure it out. It's like, take a moment.
Yes. So reading clues is important.
When the wrestlers brought that first catch back to the broker,
Well, before we even get there, she's complaining the whole time about how bad the smell is. Why did she pick the smelly challenge? Does that make any sense to you? It's like,
When you're dealing with fish, it's going to be smelly.
let's do catch because there's going to be smelly fish and smelly, disgusting water. I thought that just wasn't very smart at all. Well, but we know.
how much you want to bet that catch was listed first on the clue? Literally, they got a third of the way down the page and said, okay, we'll do the first one. I've had questions about Robbie from the start of this race.
Did this just confirm everything for you or what?
This boy is proof positive that wrestling's fake, because this boy is sitting up here picking up these fish one at a time.
At a time.
Right? And he's putting them in the bucket. It's like, oh, they just feel so slimy. I hate the slime. It's like, dude, you're a wrestler.
It doesn't make any sense.
Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, King Kong Bundy, they'd be slapping the crap out of you right now.
But hey, this is a wrestler who threads his eyebrows.
Yes, exactly.
Totally.
I had to laugh too because at some point he starts talking about how he used to have some sort of pet goldfish and he's really good with pets. I don't know what. And the look on Brooke's face was like, what?
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
The one time during this race where Brooke and I were on the exact same page. Another note for Brooke. Girl, did you not learn anything from Allie and Bethany? Waterproof mascara is not to be underestimated, okay?
Waterproof mascara is a girl's best friend. Right, Liz?
Yes, but those are kind of like her battle scars, right? She was probably thinking,
Maybe.
everybody's going to feel sorry for me that I'm so trashed out from this challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
like, oh, I was really working.
Yeah. That and the CGI color on her sports bra. Did you notice that? They had to like blur everything out in orange because it was so see-through.
Oh, did they? I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that. But see, I'm not looking there because I ain't interested in Brooke. only a scientist could draw comparisons between motorcycles and homogenizers when it came to the assembly process.
Right. This might be just like a homogenizer. Maybe.
I had to do a research thing because I needed to know what a homogenizer was so that I could understand exactly what it was that she was putting together.
So what is it?
A homogenizer is a piece of machinery that's used to make a mixture of two non-soluble liquids, which means liquids that will not blend.
Okay.
By reducing the size of the particles of each liquid so that they eventually are all the same size.
Okay.
Okay.
Like milk, for example, homogenized milk. The milk fat particles are larger than the liquid itself. So it's run through the homogenizer so that you have free-flowing milk that's composed of equal-sized particles of the liquid and equal-sized particles of the fat.
Neil,
Interesting.
all I can say is thank you so much. I could sleep better tonight because I was thinking to myself, what is a homogenizer, for crying out loud?
See,
and
so there you
how
go.
is it like a motorcycle?
Right. Now, it doesn't necessarily apply to liquids, but your hand can function as a homogenizer. Because you know when you have one of them little toots, like a really bad one, and you have to fan to dissipate?
Okay. Are we really talking about farts right now? You put your hand over your fart to dissipate it?
You gotta fan it away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but your hand
The
is
air
functioning
moving.
similarly to a homogenizer at that point.
Gotcha. Okay, folks, you heard it here.
Yep.
There you go. So, if anybody ever asks you
Use your hand as a fart diffuser.
what a homogenizer is, feel free to use that example.
Okay.
So the Tooth Fairies were having a difficult time with Coach.
They pay attention to detail and they're so meticulous about everything, aren't they?
I looked at everything in great detail, and I'm on top of it. Everything is just
Yes.
the way it should be. I'm sure of it.
But like Jim said, he was focusing so heavily
On the minutia.
those huge glaring mistakes were just totally flying past him.
So this is the opposite of what they experienced in Copenhagen. Remember when they had the little
Exactly.
sidewalk
Yes.
street?
Oh, on
Right.
the parking space, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I could see the forest if those damn trees wouldn't be in the way.
It was just the flip. He was too focused on the big details, not focused enough on the small.
This time it was reversed. It's like, okay, I'm going to do better on the small details
Yeah.
this time.
Right.
I kind of felt bad for
Yeah.
him, I must say.
As it turned out, the wrestlers finished first with catch. The surfers came in second, and they did coach. And the Tooth Fairies finished third.
They did a really good job, Adam and Bethany.
They did.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they did. Oh, yeah, I can put this stuff together, man, because I'm mechanically inclined. You know, this is what I do.
Yeah.
After they were at the detour, then we get to the roadblock. And I got to tell you, this task, I mean, once again, it goes back to season 5.
My ox is broken.
Love it,
Yes.
love it, love it.
Did you see how they put the hashtag at the bottom? My
Yeah.
ox is broken.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That was great.
Oh my goodness.
This was awful.
They had to go to the Nyack rice fields, and they had to navigate these rather large rice paddies with an ox and a plow and find their clue in the water and the muck.
And you say navigate, which means in their shoes, in the muck and the ox poop. And how
Yes.
could you possibly find a clue in that giant amount of muck?
It's all due to luck, karma, and they're not really navigating, they're just following the ox wherever he goes.
You know, it's an ox wherever you go. That's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just snorted.
That's okay.
Robbie's whole thing about the ox pooping and then walking in it and walking through it and talking about it, I was dying. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
It was beautiful. I like the wrestlers were in complete shock that they were the first team to arrive
Yes.
at the roadblock. Okay? But the strange thing, I wasn't shocked.
Why not?
Why was I not shocked? No taxis.
You're so
When they first
right.
landed in the Philippines, in Manila, they found a taxi right away. And I remember thinking, oh, that's a first. They've actually found a taxi
Wow.
like within 2 seconds.
I didn't even pick up on that.
They're usually good about finding taxis once they land at the airport.
Well, because there's a ton around.
Exactly, because that's where taxis go to dock,
Exactly.
apparently. And they're waiting. But
Right.
once they're out and about in the community,
You're right.
forget it.
Yeah.
nowhere to be found.
Exactly.
So,
Let's go to that side street. I think we might find some taxis instead of the main road.
Or let's just stand here for 45 minutes.
So one of the things I was curious about when I was watching the episode was that they referred to this task as a switchback.
Yeah.
Now, a switchback, according to the Amazing Race dictionary...
There's an Amazing Race dictionary?
Yes, because they have the terms that are unique to them. You know, like detour and roadblock.
Yeah.
True. U-turns?
Yeah. Now, a switchback is a task which was originally featured in a previous season of the race. And had a pronounced impact on the race, typically because it was especially difficult, whether it was a physical difficulty or an emotional difficulty.
Which the ox was. Both, I think.
Which the ox was. The ox definitely was.
Ugh. Ox!
Anytime you work with animals, no matter what capacity in this race, there's always that potential that you're going to get that bad one that's going to act out, freak out.
Be stubborn.
Or take a huge dump right in front of you.
Twice.
You know, actually multiple dumps, you know, which just grossed Robbie out.
To no end.
Ugh.
Robbie, look for the clue, look for the clue. All right, I'm looking, and fingertips.
Yeah.
He's just got his fingertips.
Like he's looking for a hair instead of looking for a giant rope with a clue on it. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
His dainty little hands.
So long as you don't touch your face, I think you'll be okay, dude.
Yeah. Or lick your fingers
or
anything like that.
Oh
or
my
stick
God.
them in your eye, your mouth, or your nose.
Yeah, see, that would be bad. That would be bad.
Lick your fingers. Ew.
You know? So I was so happy that they were there to see all of them come.
Yes.
All the other teams come.
Right.
And then all the other teams leave.
Yes.
Before them.
And then that look of desperation on their faces.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a big
God.
dose of karma right there.
Oh my God.
Big dose.
If you ever get the chance, go back to season 5.
Okay.
And watch Colin and Christy when they were going through this particular task. Woo! Colin was not a happy camper.
Yeah.
Okay? Brooke and Robbie handled it very well.
They did.
From a demonstrative perspective,
Sure.
you know, they were not lashing out or whatever.
No.
Colin was hurling the barbs and
Are you serious?
spewing the profanities like a Roman candle on the 4th of July.
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so sick and tired of this.
Okay, that's going to be worth a look. I have to check it out.
Yes. Hulu Plus, season 5.
Okay.
My ox is broken.
All right.
Oh.
Will do.
Humorous.
I wonder if you could find the clip on YouTube somewhere, too.
Oh, probably.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm telling you, it's noteworthy. I mean, The Amazing Race published a book.
Oh, they did?
I think it was after the 10th season.
Okay.
They had a book, you know, just talking about the race and
Crazy
the
stuff
highlights.
that happened.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, the name of the book, My Ox is Broken.
Really?
All right. I will
awesome.
certainly be looking for that book.
In the roadblock, the Tooth Fairies finished first, Candy Girls finished second, Wrestlers finished third. Then they had to go to the pit stop, which was a nearby rice farm.
This was an all-out race.
It was.
Sprint, like hoofing it, throw the packs down, just go.
Yes.
Yep,
Right?
That
Yes.
is true. That is true. Jim's thumb came out,
The thumb totally made its appearance.
Yes.
and
You
I
know?
rolled my
Yes.
eyes.
You did. And I heard it from here, for sure.
You sure did.
It did. It was so loud.
So the Tooth Fairies came in first. For this leg, Travelocity is sending them to Vietnam.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Looked like a cool
fancy.
trip, too.
Yes,
Definitely.
that resort was very green.
Yes. Beautiful.
Well, yes.
The Candy Girls came in second, the Surfers came in third, and the Wrestlers just couldn't because, you know, Brooke didn't have her shoes on. So they ended up in fourth, but fortunately for them and unfortunately for the rest of us, it was a non-elimination leg.
Why?
And so they will be back
Why?
for one more.
I
Was it
know.
a non-elimination round?
I really thought someone was going to get knocked out. That's why when it was between the Surfers and the Wrestlers, I was really
Yeah.
pulling for the Surfers.
Of
I was
course,
screaming
you
at
were
the TV,
cheering.
go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And they made it third.
But my biggest fear, you guys, my biggest fear is that Brooke and Robbie are gonna get farther than we want them to get. Like,
Well, hey.
they've had so much crazy luck. What's gonna happen?
Well, see, the next leg they're probably going to have to deal with taxis. And you know they're left
There
with
you
the
go.
taxis. So...
The Great Equalizer.
This is
Yes.
true. One can only hope, let's just say.
Exactly.
That's our time for today. You can follow us on Twitter at @did_you_watch_it. You can also find us at iTunes. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening.